Hello viewers, today we're going to be installing one of these colorific fans from the Feiss Corporation. See if it's any good. I don't really have any experience with this brand. It makes a lot of claims about being very good quality. Some of the other boxes it makes some quality claims. On this box it says, "This fan approved by the American Fan Retailer Association," whatever that is. I'm not familiar with that. And I did open the package briefly to inspect the contents, and the blade irons seem like they got a pretty good pitch to them, so I guess it shows some promise. So we have the instruction manual. These are from 1988, 99, somewhere in that range, I believe. It's only got a 5-year warranty. What's inside here? That's pretty cool. See if this has any specifications in here. Oh, the switch housing is not connected, I guess. I don't see any specifications. So, anyways, let's get started here. We got the blades. Motor. I mean, it's got some weight to it. It's not bad. Mounting bracket, balancing kit, the switch housing, and the irons, and all the screws. The first thing we should do is connect the switch housing. It's kind of like a modular type design. Bearings sound okay, but of course that could always change. It's got two screws for two wires for the light kit. I thought something fell. I don't know. Perhaps not. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's a label for the light kit. That still works. Okay, so I think we just have to connect this together. Okay. All that junk is coming off in there. And then this should just go on. All these screws are, it's got the, the turn thing on there. switch housing is on. Let's get the mounting bracket onto the ceiling. I have to cut the power off at this point, so the video coloring may look a little weird because I'm using this high pressure sodium work light, so the coloring may be a little bit off, but this is what it is. That's where the room is wired. I have to have the lights off in order to work on this. Okay, so let's see here. I guess the wires are going to come through here first. And this will go up like this. Okay. And now for the fan motor, I'm going to slip the bag over it just to protect the finish because it's never been out of the package before. It's in pretty much flawless condition. So what we'll do for the wiring is we'll hook it on here like this. So we'll hook it like that. Rather it go through one of the holes. Yes. There you go. I'm surprised that rubber band is still good after all these years. Okay, so we got a light wire which we're not going to use, but I'll just hook it up anyways. I suppose, technically speaking, it should not be connected if you're not going to use it. But this is really just a brief test installation, so for purposes of ease, I'll just connect it. Stripped, so we're just going to skip it. I'll connect it, but it's not doing anything because it's not stripped. Okay, stick those up in there. If this was any kind of a permanent install, I would absolutely connect the ground properly, but it's not. Alright, so we need to undo 2 of the screws. Washers and stuff on here. Two washers, I guess. So one washer for protecting the finish, and then one lock washer. Okay. Let's see how easily this lines up. That wasn't too bad. Okay, we're done with the electrical segment, so we can put the lights back on. And let's see if this thing will work. Seems to work just fine. The housing isn't quite centered in the, or the motor rather isn't quite centered in the housing. But that's easy enough to adjust. It's actually pretty strong. Okay. So let's see what else we need to do here. We got to get the blades going. Some screws. Nice heavy pull chain, I like that. Although it's not in the greatest of conditions. We're not going to need those screws. Alright, we are going to need these. Whoops. Oh, I guess that rubber band isn't good anymore. These are all individually wrapped, which is the way they should be. Okay, and all the blade screws to go into the motor are already on the fan, which is kind of annoying. So I'm going to take all those off. Okay, all those are off. I hate opening stuff that's sold, but I mean, what's the point in keeping it unopened? You can't enjoy it in the box. Okay, here's the blades. They're not reversible, they're only one finish. Well, I mean, I guess you could reverse them, but it's still the same thing. heating up very well now, is it? That's kind of an unusual issue. So, just on the floor, and I can line my legs up over here. The finish on these blades is far from perfect. It seems like it was kind of a cheap finish. I'm not really sure what the consumer level of these fans were. I don't know if they were more of an economy model, if they were supposed to be higher end. The motor seems like it could be decent, but who knows. Iron seemed like they got a decent amount of pitch to them too. Even this one's got like all scuffs on it, and they came right out of the box, so I don't know if this will show up on the video. See right there, it's like missing paint. Not at all impressed by the finish of these, and it should be perfect because it's just a paint. It's not like they're trying to apply a laminate or something to it. It's just stinking paint. Okay, let's get these things onto the motor now. My box here must not be completely flattened. Maybe it is, I don't know. Okay, that's it. It's all hung. Now let's see if it's any good. Oh, I forgot to put the chain thing on there. Well, it runs pretty smooth. Seems to be balanced nicely. I don't hear any noises, but probably not going to because the furnace thing is still going. The airflow is, I'd say it's pretty good for a flush mount fan. You have to kind of lower the expectation of performance when you're working with a flush mount. It's a very pleasant, steady breeze. It's not gusty, it's very steady. Just kind of nice. And I think it is pretty quiet. Let's try the medium. Still moving a decent amount of air, but it seems to be a significant drop from the high. Okay, and low. Of course, I'm going to have to do a separate video of this later. I'll show it in greater detail, and I'll do it when the furnace isn't running so you can tell how loud the thing is. So she got a pretty nice slow low for a 42-inch. Not bad. Still moving air. Not a lot, but you can feel it. Alright, let's cut it off and we'll go do the reverse. Appears though the reverse does not work. There it goes, the switch just was a little flaky. It's working now. Doesn't feel like it's wobbling at all. Alright, well it definitely works, and it seems to work pretty well, so that's good. So, alright, that's pretty cool. It looks like a nice fan. So that's great. Alright, so that'll end this video. I will do a separate video of this later when it's quieter in here so we can hear what the thing sounds like.